The talk of the town right now is H-Bomber Guy's new video, and while we're not going to do a full reaction to it or anything like that, I'm no Hassan Piker after all, I do want to watch a short segment of it and talk about why I think that portion, what he says in it, and the overall intention he had with this video and what he did in it was so fucking important for the online left. He did something that video essayists of his size have rarely done in this video. It really, really is going to have a substantial impact on this portion of the left that we're in. Let's take a look. This video is about a gay left-wing content creator who makes LGBT-related video essays, very stereotypical, like, soft boy ooh-woo gay video essay dude. I forget what his name is, because he's that forgettable, who's actually a massive plagiarist. Massive piece of shit plagiarist, and is James Somerton, thank you, ripping off other queer creators and stealing their word-for-word, like, writings in order to use as false scripts for his videos. But specifically, the part of the video that I want to watch is when H-Bomber Guy talks about the impact of what he is doing and why he's calling it out. I believe this portion of the video is the bit I'm looking for.
YouTuber. Remember Unrequited, the video that ripped off the celluloid closet and plagiarized Peter Howell? Before any of the celluloid closet stuff had even been discovered, James had already been caught ripping off someone else with the same video. How? How are there still more? A later section covered examples of queerbaiting in various TV shows, including BBC's Merlin, the recent Teen Wolf TV series, and Sherlock, whatever that is. But people began to notice these sections were suspiciously similar to one another YouTuber had already made. Alexander Avila, whose channel used to be called Are They Gay, has a series of videos exploring the queer implications between characters in various shows, and he's covered Merlin, Teen Wolf, and Sherlock. The part of Somerton's video covering—
I think they follow me on Twitter. Hold on. I swear to God, I remember getting followed by that YouTuber on Twitter and being like, huh, nice. Yep. Let's f***ing go. Thought so.
Merlin feels like he watched Avila's video and very slightly rephrased it. But what made it really obvious was the footage he used. They weren't just similar, they were exactly the same. Avila had this one part where he fades between several different scenes.
Something that you guys don't even think about when it comes to media review channels is, hey, it's actually kind of hard to take footage of a movie and splice scenes together specifically timed to play what is happening when you're talking about it. Like, it's not impossible, but that's actually a fair amount of editing work. And that's something that lazy YouTubers will totally try to work their way out of by stealing
across different episodes to show the evolving character dynamics. This is Avila using editing and his knowledge of the show to make a point. That same sequence appears exactly in Somerton's video. Avila's video puts text over the footage to explain the character's thoughts and justify his interpretation of the show. This text is still in there in Somerton's version. This is sloppy even by James' standards. He even keeps in a joke Avila made.
If I wasn't a prince, what? I think we'd probably get on.
In case it wasn't obvious, Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On wasn't in the original show. Avila put that in there for a joke. And you're not gonna believe this.
We'd probably get on.
Somerton stole Alexander Avila's video essay and reused it, and just recorded his own very similar version of the voiceover and jokes.
It really is like a romantic comedy.
Oh, come on, you've seen a romantic comedy, you know how this works.
This is the worst and laziest example of plagiarism I've ever seen. Reusing other people's work like this is not right, especially when, you know, you make a living making these videos. He only said things about the
So, really good video by H-Bomber Guy. I love it, and it does a great job breaking down the plagiarism. I will say, the whole, like, big takedown of YouTube plagiarism thing does kind of ring a little hollow when H-Bomber Guy is as friendly with Hassan as he is. And Hassan's, like, not even a serial content thief. He's like a content dictator. I don't even know, right? Like, Hassan steals content in a way that is almost impressive. Like, it's actually beyond shameless. So that does kind of, sour the point a little bit, in my opinion. However, I still think the video is very good. The point that I'm trying to make, though, has nothing to do with plagiarism. You see, I wish I could find the timestamp, but H-Bomber Guy at one point in this video goes on to say something along the lines of his audience. He tells his audience he is the only one doing what he is doing. He is the only queer creator doing content on media, making like queer media analysis. He's the only one they can trust. They have to support him because he is all there is. He uses his identity to woke scold his audience and manipulate them into financially supporting him. This little soy boy here is a woke scold. And in a lot of words, that is basically the point that H-Bomber Guy makes about him as his grand thesis. That this guy is a plagiarizing piece of shit using his gay identity to manipulate a audience of young, impressionable LGBT kids into thinking he is the only person there is making content like this, and that they need to financially support him or there will be no space on the platform for a creator like him. Oh, of course, he also goes on really weird, bizarre rants about women, straight women. He really hates straight women, yeah.
A lot of people have been burned by James, not just in terms of having their writing or videos stolen, one even giving him money to find out he was stealing from them, but on a basic level, liking someone's work and funding them only to realize you're funding plagiarism is humiliating. James has become one of the biggest LGBT YouTubers in the room, essentially absorbing all the support and attention that would have otherwise gone to people who actually do work. Other gay video essayists have to come up with their own opinions and actually write them. They can't compete on volume with a guy who's willing to rip off dozens and dozens of other people. Many of the people he's copied were paid very little, and in some cases not at all, for their original material when they wrote it. They were hoping their writing would be recognized and result in future work and more of a career. And in a way, their good work was recognized, but only by James. How much recognition do you think they got when James read their words without crediting them? And on the other hand, how much money has James made from them? How much money has he made in fundraising to start a film studio on the back of this career he got from them, while making no films? Gay writers are already poorly recognized for their work and contributions. It's a common problem. James should know about this. In Code Breakers or Queering Cinema or whatever it'll be called next time, James has a surprisingly eloquent section about how gay people keep going missing from history and being forgotten. This part was stolen too.
So as we start out on our lifelong personal journeys, how do we discover our queer identity if we don't know much?
This video was a flashy H-Bomber Guy video essay debunking the veneer of the flashy, well-lit video essay. H-Bomber Guy basically made the kind of arguments Vosh or I or Demon Mama or Keffels would make about how some content creators in the LGBT community and in like the progressive lefty community are grifting, abusive manipulators who are just in it for money and social capital. It's basically the same argument, but specifically tailored in such a way as to not offend the audience of video essayists that see this guy and immediately think he can do no wrong. Seriously, do you think many of this guy's fans would have ever listened to me or Vosh or Keffels or Demon Mama or Shark? Do you think they would have ever listened to any of us do a takedown of him? No. H-Bomber Guy basically did like a woke scold takedown without making it obvious. This has primed so many people in the space to be on the lookout for people like this, the thought slimes of the left. I think it's no coincidence this dude is a dead ringer for thought slime, right? No coincidence at all. They're much alike in many ways, personality-wise, and as far as their appearance. I feel like this is going to get a lot of people to be a bit more vigilant. As I said about the thought slimes of the left, like this dude. This video is absolutely phenomenal. I know it's long. Listen, I've seen people that I like post on Twitter, the video's too long, and they aren't going to watch it, and they can't watch it because it's too long. Come on. You guys watch my streams. You guys watch my videos. If you guys go on YouTube and you watch multiple videos back to back to back, you're probably watching YouTube for at least a few hours on end, right? You can even break your viewing up of the video into multiple pieces. I watched it in 2 parts. Put on a video game, throw the video on another monitor or on in the background, and listen to it while you play a game. Listen to it while you go for a walk. Put it on your phone. It's long, which means you don't have to pull out your phone and put something else on for a while. It is so worth watching. There'll be a link down below in the description. Seriously, give it a watch. It's entertaining as fuck. H-Bomber guy is top tier, and you should support him as well. He deserves the support. Also, he shouts out a bunch of smaller LGBT content creators at the end of the video that you should watch instead of James Somerton. And you should see that list so that you guys can go sub to them as well. Because, I mean, you should expand your sub list of content creators in this space that you would like. Obviously, vet them and make sure they like me first. Because if they don't, that's a very good sign they're cringe. But besides that, should be a good way of expanding your watch list.